I had Andrew on last night with Kendra. They're Action for Assange people, and Andrew,
that was a good show.
Very nice. Yeah, Andrew's very nice, and Pasta's very nice, and they had both asked before if they could be on Bitch, and I'm like, I think you guys are too nice. So Andrew tried to be mean last night. He was still pretty nice, but we're gonna see if Pasta can be mean next week because Pasta's very nice.
Now, when I've watched like some of the protest march videos, I've seen Andrew.
No, okay.
So, well,
you give Andrew a megaphone, whole different person.
That's what I was gonna say, because like when he's on the live streams, like just chilling at his house or whatever, he's very nice, he's very friendly, I'm not, he's not doing the arm thing, but he's just very nice.
No, but I know
when he's doing the protest, he's like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, who the fuck is? And I look, I'm like, that's Andrew? Fuck!
It's Jekyll and Hyde, dude. I'm telling you, and I'm not even kidding you when I say this. There is maybe Glory Jones, but it's close. But there is nobody better with a megaphone than Andrew fucking Smith. He is so good with a megaphone. He's amazing. Like, I'm not great at, I'm not a fan of public speaking. I don't like doing public speaking. I don't like doing megaphone stuff. I don't even really like to do shows. I kind of blank out. I don't even like right now. I forget that I'm on a show and it's like, we're just hanging out. We're just talking. That's the only way I can get through it. But Andrew is just so good with a damn megaphone. He's so good. Pasta is too. Pasta's really great at that too.
I've heard Pasta on there too. And Glory is very good too. I mean,
yeah,
it was just like, I thought it was just a totally different person. And I looked and I was like, wait, that's Andrew.
That's the thing, though, because Pasta, like you expect it from Pasta. Pasta's the same on a megaphone as he is on Convo Couch or whatever. Glory's the same. Like, Glory is loud in person. She's, you know what I mean? Like, she just is who she is. But Andrew is kind of quiet and shy, and he's super nice, like just in person or on like a live stream. But then you get him at a protest, and it is legitimately a completely different human being. He's a completely different human being. It's so funny.
Well, and he's very inspiring too, because I mean, it's not like he's fucking around on that thing. You can tell the passion is in his voice when he's doing that shit, and it's like, you need people in those marches to be that, to keep that energy going, because I can imagine, like, I've been to a few protests, and it's like things kind of tend to wind down a little bit, so you need somebody to kind of pep things up again.
I emceed the March for Medicare for All protests in Columbus, Ohio, and I used him as like an energy boost, like because we had different speakers. And so there would be a speaker for like 5 minutes or whatever who would just be talking about like healthcare statistics or Medicare statistics or whatever. And you kind of like, you lose some energy, you lose some momentum or whatever. And so I'd be like, here, Andrew, give him the megaphone. And for like 5 minutes, he goes up there and yells and everybody's fired back up. And he's great at that. There's seriously nobody better. I like, if there's anybody like side by side on the streets that I want to be with, it's Andrew Smith for sure.
Well, yeah, he's definitely he tempers himself on those on the live streams. That's for sure. Because I guess it wouldn't really make any sense to be like, you're not yelling on a live stream. You're trying to,
but I do
get your point.
I do.
You don't yell. You're very energetic. You to me anyway. I just get the fact that you're just very energetic, and the fact that you have that much energy and passion about what you are talking about says to me, even if I didn't know you at all, that would say to me like, this is really important, because it seems like she doesn't seem like the kind of person that would bring noise to some bullshit. You know what I mean? If you're bringing that noise to something, it's got to be very important. And of course, with Assange and all the protests you guys were doing, like the March for Medicare for All, for Assange, and very important things. And you have to be vocal and you have to be energetic about it. Because like I said, it's like we were talking about on these shows, how you have to be serious most of the time if you want people to take you serious. You also have to bring that energy to that message to drive home that point. Like, look, this is not only important, this is fucking important. And you need to learn this shit. because
Well, a lot of people don't like my approach. A lot of people think that I'm too mean and that I need to be nicer to people like AOC or Bernie Sanders if I want them to speak out or whatever. And I don't really give a shit. If you want to do that, you go do that. I'm going to do me. That's not me. And
Right.
so I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if you like me or not. You can still understand that I'm right. That this is an important thing. So it doesn't matter if you like me. People I think a lot of people on Twitter who don't like me refrain from getting involved in the Assange stuff because I'm involved in it. And it's so infantile. Like, put your personal bullshit aside. I'm 100% willing to work with like people who have been stalking me on Twitter, people who have been smearing me on Twitter. If you want to jump on board the Assange train and help us out, I'm 100% willing to work with you. I will show up to events with you. I will stand side by side with you and chant free Assange 100% because it's not about me. But for a lot of people, it's like it's personality above the politics. And I hate that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if you're putting personality above the topics and the issues, then you're not serious about it. You're just more worried about how the message is being conveyed, which is, I mean, there's an importance
to that. And I'm not for everybody. I get that. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I think this was during, I discovered you and Fiorella at the same time on Twitter. And I think this was around the time before Bernie announced he was going to run again, right? So I was still, at the time, Camp Bernie. I'm thinking he's our only hope at this point.
You probably didn't like me much then.
I couldn't stand you and Fee. I was like, these bitches, the fuck they talking about my Bernie like that? But I started watching your shows. I started reading your tweets more. It was kind of hate watching and reading at first, but then it just started sinking in like, okay. Because I know people, I have friends who are like that, who are just like very matter of fact when it comes to important things. They don't, it would be like they like you think people treat you like, oh, they're too mean or whatever. It's like, no, sometimes you need those mean people, because the mean people, more often than not, when they're being mean to the right people, they're speaking truth to power. And that doesn't come off well to people who are in the cults. Like I said, I was in the Bernie cult for a little while. Thank God I'm out of it. But when you're in that cult and you hear that shit, you do not like it. Even if it's the truth, you don't fucking like it. But after a while, if you have some common sense, that shit starts sinking in, and then you're like, oh, I see why now. I see why they're like this. I see, yes, we shouldn't be nice to these people. These people are assholes. They're not doing what we sent them to Washington to do. Why the fuck are we being nice to these people when they're not doing what they say what they're going to do? So now I'm in the camp of like, it's all direct action now. I think electoral politics is just, it's a losing.
There's a potential at a local level to maybe, and it really just depends on where you live and how, because where I live, it's kind of corrupt at the local level too. But I think that there are some people who, if you go and vote for your school board, or if you run for your school board, you could potentially make a difference. But I think that we need to just stop with the electoral politics bullshit.
Right.
It is not getting us anywhere. In fact, it's taking us backwards. We need mutual aid, and lots of direct action. Period. End of story. That's just my personal opinion. Don't come for me, or come for me. I don't care. But you're not the first person who has said that they used to hate me, and now they.
Well, I didn't hate you, but I just did not like what you were saying. I try not to hate anybody, but I was very in the not liking what you were saying part. But now I totally understand.
You're not the first person who is. That's, I've had people like slide into my DMs and be like, hey, I blocked you a long time ago because you were talking shit about Bernie, and now I get it, and I'm really sorry. And I'm like, and listen, I don't hold grudges. I do not hold grudges. I 100% understand. Like, I really do. People are desperate for something or someone to believe in. So I get it. And I'm not, again, like I said, I'm willing to work with people. Like, if you don't like me, if you hated me, if you smeared me on Twitter, I don't care. If you are willing to show up at an event and work, side by side with me on a direct action for a cause that we both believe in, I'm not going to hold a personal grudge. I'm not going to. I'm not going to, like bygones. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you used to hate me, if you had me blocked because I talk shit about AOC or because I talk shit about Bernie Sanders or whatever, that's okay. That's fine. I really do not care. To me, it's more important to get things done.